Welcome to my channel, everybody. This is Megan Fox. I write with pjmedia.com, and today I'm going to read to you again. I'm going to read you an article that I found about the unintentionally hilarious murder mystery Brazen on Netflix. And I thought I'd pull in the cheesy soft porn music here because that's pretty much what this show, what this movie is. And I found the funniest review in The Decider that called it a forgettable, toothless cornball junk, which, oh, it's just funny. So let's go over to the article on The Decider and get started here with today's reading. It's called Brazen, a Netflix review, a laughable, stream it or skip it. Brazen on Netflix, a laughable murder mystery vehicle for Alyssa Milano by John Serba. You guys are going to laugh so hard. With Brazen, Netflix comes so close to basic cable you can't help but expect it to cut away to feminine hygiene commercials and cheapo ads in which middle-aged guys yell about low-interest used car financing. The movie is an Alyssa Milano vehicle based on a novel by Nora Roberts, and if those names aren't enough to lure you and your friends in for a screw-cap, wine, and fuzzy slivers TV party, it's a romance/serial killer combo with an S&M subplot, which means it might just be time to parse the differences between good trash and bad trash. Guys, seriously? Oh, it's so bad. The gist. Kathleen. Emily? Why do people have to spell names like this? Just spell it Emily. Emily Ullerup has a secret. A dark secret. A naughty secret. That padlock door in the back of her closet, it ain't a panic room or a secret stash of Fritos and Kit Kats. No, it's her red light boudoir, where she's a star webcam dominatrix for Fantasy Inc. It's a side gig for her because she's a high school English teacher, and there's a joke to be made here about educator pay, but even if it might be funny, it really wouldn't be that funny. Elsewhere, Kathleen's sister, Grace Milano, a murder mystery author whose name is bigger than the titles on her book covers, reads a chunk of a page-turner to a live audience. Then she gets a panicky call from Kathleen, so she jets on over. They haven't spoken in 5 years, so Kathleen catches her up. She's no longer addicted to pharmaceuticals, has found her calling force-feeding Shakespeare to teenagers at the local snob academy, and is going through a craptacular divorce. Oh, the word craptacular makes me laugh. I need to use that more often. She's fighting for custody of her son and has some dirt on her rich dickhead of an ex. She doesn't mention the whips and chains, would you? Grace says she'll stay for a while and co-sign the refi and whatnot, although at some point she'll likely have to take an hour or two to bang out some new novels to be sold in airports. The next morning, as she's formulating a plot that's absolutely about the patriarchy and not about exploiting women being murdered, she got in a fight with Sis about that. Grace looks out the window and gets an eyeful of the neighbor as he's driving his power saw through some wood, which doesn't really make sense as a double entendre, but when you're middle-aged like Grace and myself, you can take what you can get. Oh, this guy is killing me. He's Ed Sam Page, a hunky homicide detective who's fixer-uppering the house next door when he's not reading Grace's novels in 45 minutes. They flirt, and that night they go out for drinks under the guise of Grace needing his assistance to formulate a relatively realistic, convoluted plot for her next book. As soon as they get home and finish mashing face, Grace finds Kathleen dead on the floor, and coincidentally, right there in the same room are two experts in sussing out murderers. Meanwhile, one smaller mystery has been solved. We now know what was going on with all those creepy stalker POV shots we saw earlier in the movie. Oh, you guys, make sure if you haven't listened to my recap of the movie, go back and do that. I'll link it at the end of this so that you can do that, because I lose my shit. I literally lose my shit at the scene where she's doing the dominatrix thing herself, and she looks like she's like a Pillsbury can of like a Pillsbury can of biscuits that's about to pop. Seriously, I lose my shit, and it's fun to watch me do that because I can't stop laughing. I'm like crying and stuff. That's how bad this movie is. Okay, moving on. What movies will it remind you of? Brazen removes 47.3 shades from 50 Shades of Grey to make it worthy of a Lifetime original. See, I wasn't the only one that thought it was a Lifetime original. Then crosses it with the preposterous nanny thriller Deadly Illusions, a Netflix original in which Kristen Davis played a murder mystery novelist caught in a real-life thriller situation. You guys, should I recap that? I saw it. I still haven't finished it because it was so bad, but I watched it out of curiosity ages ago, some of it, and it really is bad. Maybe I should do that. Drop a comment in below if you want to hear me review Deadly Illusions with Kristen Davis. Moving on. Performance worth watching. A Who's the Boss related crush lingering since 1987 perpetually endears me to Milano. Yet I'm not far gone enough to offer apologies on her behalf for this forgettable, toothless, cornball junk. Memorable dialogue. Ed's detective partner, Malachi Weir, has clearly mastered the art of making declarative statements. It all fits. We got ourselves a serial killer. Sex and skin. If you think Milano will cram her cleavage into pleatherwear in a wholly implausible police-sanctioned attempt to lure out the murderer, you're right on. But if you think anything in this movie will be hot and sexy, you're dead wrong. You'll find more licentiousness on Romper Room. Our take. Gonna have to punt on the good trash, bad trash analysis today because Brazen is mediocre trash, utterly bereft of surprises, compelling characters, and a single decent line of dialogue. The title, truncated from Roberts' novel Brazen Virtue, the title of which consists of two words that are at worst nonsensical when paired, and at best both culled from the English language, implies a boldness that's nowhere to be found in this thing. You'll laugh at all the wrong times. Yes, you will. And our inability to discern whether that's intentional or not further drowns this movie in its own lukewarm bathwater. Even worse, it doesn't even try to be tawdry. It's barely even kink adjacent. It's a guilty pleasure for people who prefer guilt over pleasure. So you know what you're getting into here. Director Monica Mitchell's resume includes a raft of made-for-TV movies, including a few Christmas-related time wasters. I knew it! It had the feel of like a Lifetime Christmas movie. It's a slick professional production that looks nice and clean and was probably edited with an $85 Williams-Sonoma cheese knife. Your eyes will roll out of their skulls long before the Milano character offers her murder mystery expertise to the cops, and they accept, in spite of her romantic involvement with the dick on the case, which should strike anyone with half a brain as a troubling conflict of interest on top of a troubling conflict of interest, and I mean that literally, because the one conflict of interest is sleeping with the other conflict of interest. Not that even this development is at all interesting, because Brazen aims to be the blandest, smoothest drinking serial killer dominatrix thriller in recent memory. Brazen? More like Lazen. Our call, Brazen isn't raising anybody's blood pressure. Skip it. John Serba, you are a genius. You are so funny. I love you. All right, guys, that's it for me for this excerpt of I Read to You today. I hope you enjoyed it with the cheesy music and all. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to do that Kristen Davis movie. It is pretty terrible. Maybe I could drink some wine and roast it one night. Coming up this Friday, I am so excited. Do not miss this. Having a live chat, a premiere video, all fashion focused on And Just Like That. I still haven't come up with a title for it, but it's going to be a happy hour fashion roast of what we saw this season on And Just Like That with some really great collabs. I got some incredible information today. Guess who's going to be collaborating with me? Samantha Jones. That's right. Kate the Great Beauty is going to make an appearance on the happy hour on Friday, along with Real Housewives recaps with a very special brand new segment you've never seen of And Woke Like That. And we will also have Wiggy. Miranda Hobbs's wig will be here as well. So don't miss it, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday for the happy hour. Bring your drinks and we're going to have a blast. See you soon.